welcome to this ASMR Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Cass and I am a Reiki Master, energy healer, astrologer, and I also happen to read cards. So, in today's video, we are just going to do a quick check-in for the year 2022. What you can expect in terms of energetics, in terms of transformation, healing, and just overall what is in store for 2022. And we will connect with your angels and your guides and your ancestors and your spirit team to provide the best kind of insights. Here are the 3 piles that you can choose from. You can take a second if you need, and I will see you then. Okay. Hello, pile number 1. If you have chosen the beautiful rose quartz crystal, this is your reading. So just before we dive into the reading, I will quickly sweep your aura with my selenite wands just to kind of get in the mood, get in the vibe. So cleanse a little bit of negativity. And it's interesting because I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a bird chirping outside. And it wasn't chirping at all when I started doing this video. So pile number 1, maybe there are themes of communication for you. Themes of expressing yourself, maybe some art, some creativity coming in. Rose quartz is all about love. It's all about love of self, but it can also be associated with creativity and this overflowing feeling of emotional fulfillment through the heart space. So we're gonna leave it at that for now. And yeah, for the occasion, I also brought in some rose incense. Just kind of going to help me with your pile. Kind of tap into your message. Smells good. So we're going to start with my activation sacred oracle deck, sacred geometry. And we're just going to ask your guides, spirit ancestors, to give us just an overall vibe of which kind of energetic activations will be useful for pile number 1. Already I'm feeling, I'm sensing a feeling of peace, or at currently seeking for peace. There may have been some surprising situations or events happening in the past, and it's as if 2022 was to kind of bring the peace to some type of chaos from the past. This is what I'm getting. Being able to express ourselves and being able to either turn these challenging situations into gold, see the silver lining, and be at peace with whatever happened, either in the past or the recent past, in the past. So we're just going to ask for pile number 1, what activation. Yeah, I'm seeing the card of belief. So maybe there has been a feeling of kind of losing faith because of challenging situations. Maybe even when it comes to love, you guys have the rose quartz, and we chose the rose incense for you also. So maybe you found belief in yourself, finding the peace, letting go of control. Just one card for pile number 1. Yeah. So we have the card of passion here. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the root chakra. So that's very interesting. No matter what kind of thing you want to create or what it is that you're focusing on in 2022, I feel like there's going to be a big surge of energy, a feeling of confidence. But for some of you, there might also be a feeling of starting anew. So the root chakra can often be associated with the step of calcination in the alchemical process. So all things are transformed by fire, and it often happens through intense emotions, maybe anger. It can be also sexual intercourse if we talk about this kind of friction that we have with someone else. But it can be done through interaction, through speaking and talking. The calcination process can often come also in the form of a tower moment, so something that comes in and just burns away all that no longer serves. So I feel you guys, for pile number 1, there's a feeling of starting fresh, starting anew, building something with a newfound passion, newfound confidence. The root chakra is upright in this situation, so it's a good thing. I feel like you may be starting something that will bring you a lot more security, a lot more feeling at peace. Again, this feeling of being secure in who we are, in what we want to build, what we want to create. So these 2 cards really symbolize a lot of fire. So a lot of fire energy around you right now. And behind it, we had the card of perception, which is kind of interesting because maybe if you've been through something more challenging throughout the year, then 2022 will provide you with more insights on how you can see your situation for all that it has brought to you, instead of seeing maybe what it has been taken away from you. And it's all a game of perceptions. So there may be a little bit of switch ups in terms of how you perceive the world, what happened in the past, communication. So receiving information coming in from the other realms, and just having a lot going on mentally, things clicking into place, and finding this new passion. Yeah, and what it says here, it says the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies a hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. So a little bit what I was just saying with this, maybe this chaotic energy will be departing your life so that you can achieve more inner peace, inner unity. And with this, is it communication? Yeah, communication card. So I was hearing the birds chirping at the beginning of this video, and this is all about expressing ourselves. And maybe even this new passionate project you have is about having a platform, something that will provide you a lot of stability long term, something that you will be really passionate about. So that's really good. Pile number 1. So I can spend a lot of times with these activations, but I will leave them here, and I will now ask the tarot what situation you can expect, what changes are you looking at for 2022? So this is a wonderful deck by Colette Pearl Reed, and it is meant to be read upright only. So I'm going to ask Spirit Guides, Angels for pile number 1. What can they expect in 2022? General message. What do they need to know? Okay. Yeah, the 3 of Water. So you can expect celebration. Even this could be even reuniting with people maybe from the past, depending. You still have the Rose card. So if this is love related, then for some of you, you may encounter someone with whom you're going to have a lot of passion. And this is a card of celebration, of reunion, celebrating big achievements. And this is a mermaid, and the mermaids are singing, and it's kind of, again, this communication, creation, art. Maybe some of you may also be juggling more than one project in terms of creativity. So I'm also sensing here there may be a little bit of a warning to make sure that you celebrate your wins, that you take time to enjoy life. And with this passion, this overwhelming passion with the root chakra here, there's a lot of fire. So this water card can also come as a means to kind of tame down a little bit, just to make sure that you celebrate and you enjoy your wins, you enjoy life, because this is a very positive card. So there may be some things to be celebrating for you, pile number 1. So what else can we expect here? I'm just gonna draw more than one this time. What else can we expect for pile? Okay, yeah, we have the 10 of Fire, the 10 of Wands. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. Oh, and we have the 6 of Water. You guys. So, as this is a general reading, there are a couple of different ways to interpret these cards. In terms of love, for some of you, you are starting a new cycle. Maybe with someone from your past, someone maybe that things have crumbled, and now there's a new kind of found passion, or someone you haven't seen from in a little while, and there's this kind of celebratory energy, but it's very much, there's a lot of fire and there's a lot of water. Other than that, in terms of achievements and goals, you guys have the 10 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So as I was saying, with all of this, there is a need to let go of old situations, of things that happened in the past. There's a newfound passion, and there's a shift in perspective, and I feel like you might have a better ability to see the silver lining and to turn that lead into gold in 2022. And this is really symbolizing that you're coming at the end of the cycle. And I feel like this cycle has pushed you to your max in a sense. It has really tested who you were as a person, tested it, the calcination process and alchemy and just the whole alchemical process to turn lead into gold. It starts with fire, it burns, it's not comfortable, and then it kind of drags a little bit before we reach the distillation phase and we reach the gold. The gold. But the first phase is really, really painful. Things have to be burnt away, and I feel like you came through. You came through to the other side, and this has really helped you step into your full power, your full potential as a Queen of Wands, someone who creates as a passionate individual who has their goals and their dreams. And the Six of Water can speak of also a dream. If it's not a person, it can speak of a dream that you've had for a long time, and maybe it's felt like you were never gonna get there, or that you're always stuck in the first step and things are not moving like you want. So these cards can actually speak of going going for the things the dreams that you've had in the past that may have felt out of reach. Now there's a newfound kind of passion for this. That's really good. I feel like Spirit is letting you know to not give up now, or to not allow this kind of destructive force to crumble everything. You are at the verge of a new chapter and something that's going to be worth celebrating, something that's going to bring a lot of joy and a lot of emotional fulfillment. So yeah, fire and water is a very interesting combination, you guys. Oh, before the wisdom, actually, I'm gonna go for the quantum oracle. Okay. Oops. So, Spirit. So, Spirit guides, angels, in terms of what they can expect, what can pile one expect from this situation. What can pile number one expect for 2022? What can pile one expect for 2022? What can pile one expect for 2022? What can pile one expect for 2022? Oh my god, that is like the whole deck. Like I don't wanna take this. Okay. Yes, you guys, you have the increase card. So you can see how this is a path full of gems leading to something like a beautiful castle, a beautiful house. So I feel like this is leading to that long-term stability with that root chakra. Yeah. And alongside the road, you have different types of gems. It's not the big castle yet. It's not the big long-term stability. But it's like all across your path, you will find lessons and gems and different things. And sometimes it might be fool's gold, but who knows? You know, we have to go through the whole alchemical process in order to get to that gold. But yeah, I feel like 2022 for you guys will be a good cycle. But with these two cards, there's always a warning that fire can burn, and you have a lot of fire. So just be mindful to really release that intensity. And fire can be chaotic at times as well. It burns, it destroys. And she's kind of burning a lot of like, are these partitions? Yeah, these are music sheets. That's interesting. Maybe you guys are scrapping a creative project to start over again. That's interesting. Music sheet, music. Yeah, for some of you, you could be heading into some type of musical career or really getting yourself more out there. So yeah, just be mindful to not let this fire consume you or this passion consume you. Because you're headed for success, pile number 1. And that's interesting because at the bottom of the deck we have the card of loss. Yeah, we have increase and we have loss at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like you might be juggling these two themes. And that's not an easy thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. And I cut the deck and there's milestone in the reverse. So maybe you guys have had a project that was cut short and you're still dragging this sense of loss into 2022, and that's why they're really telling you to focus on the silver lining. Focus on that dream of yours that may have felt like it was leaving you, or it wasn't possible, or that you have to scrap the project entirely. And I feel like Spirit is telling you to really just focus. And that's interesting too, like this card with the blue in the middle, and there's a lot of reds, a lot of oranges, a lot of kind of fiery colors, and then in the middle it's this more of this divine communication, this kind of communication colors here with the throat chakra, blue, purple, which are more associated to the higher chakra, the throat, the brow, and the crown chakra. So it's like to focus on that divine channel that you are, and really and take all that energy that you have and that passion that you have to channel in this project through focus, but to not get lost in the flames. And that can be really hard sometimes. So what else can they expect? You got the honoring path. So if you've been through many challenges, you felt like you've been tested, this can be the year where things start kind of turning around. But in order to walk the honoring path, the Spirit and the divine needs to make sure that your heart is in the right place, and that you can be resilient, and that you can stand the test of fire, in a sense. So yeah, so you guys, that's actually a very good reading. Very good things in store for you. So, okay, now I'm just going to ask Spirit some questions, some advice, excuse me. Interestingly enough, we have the card of peace in the bottom of the deck, which is what I was kind of talking about in the beginning of this video. And no, I did not look at the cards before doing this. So so Spirit Guides, Angels, any advice for pile number 1? 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 Oof. So you guys, we have this card, a change in the wind. That pretty much says it all. There's a shift in your perspective. There's a shift in your outer worldly situation, circumstances. And you will really feel this, but there's always that kind of period where there's both the unknown, so you have to jump in the unknown, and you have to let go of the pain, of the chaos, of the destruction that may have occurred in the past. And in the bottom of the deck, we have never ending story. So I feel like that's a little bit of a warning from Spirit to really let go of these stories that you tell yourself. We're gonna read what the book says on this because I absolutely love this. This is also, is this also Colette? Yeah, this is also Colette Barrow Reed. So yeah, okay, sorry. Okay. So the meaning, a sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. So it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. So you guys, this is... Can I make this up? I do not think I can, but I think Spirit can. And here we have a never-ending story. We're just going to read this as well, just to see. Just to see. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, and we've had loss also. Yeah, we had loss. Rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world comes crumbling down. Today, none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that last piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful parts, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So I think that kind of sums it up a little bit with the change in the wind, stepping into the unknown, letting go of the fears of the losses, because as we were saying, you have increase, but the bottom of the deck was a loss. So it's kind of conflicting in nature. And the honoring path is not an easy path. It's a path full of challenges and full of little gems on the side of the road leading to that long-lasting fulfillment. So I'm feeling like Spirit is really, really with you here to hold your hand and help you go through this phase of not knowing what's coming next, not knowing where we're heading. And it can be scary, to start all over and to kind of feel like everything has been destroyed or burned down and we don't have any visual clues, in a sense, like we're in foreign land and we have to make our way through. That can be really scary. So then we have come to the edge, and then under we have milk and honey. So it's kind of saying, like, let go of your stories, let go of these fears, love that part of yourself. Maybe you could use a little bit of a rose quartz. Love that part of yourself that's afraid. Give light to the fear, give love to the fear. Come to the edge. Don't be afraid to go where it's scary, go where it's not your comfort zone, because behind it there is your milk and honey. the honoring path is not an easy path. It's a path of coming to the edge, quite literally, of pushing yourself to those dark zones that you have no idea, and using only this kind of like God-given passion, this vision that you receive through your higher chakras of what could help you make this world a better place and your own world a better world to live in, and using all of that passion and that energy that we have, and even using the destruction that happened, and using, sometimes it's even anger, and anger is considered quote unquote a negative feeling. We all have it, and anger can push us to achieve things, when we feel wronged, or that's when we want to rise above the surface, just like the phoenix, right? So pile number 1, I hope you enjoyed. I feel like this is going to be quite a beautiful ride for you, where you can make a lot of gains, but in order to do that, you gotta come to the edge, you gotta jump in the unknown, and have the faith that you will be catched by spirit, that spirit will catch you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, if you want to stay with me just for your quick personalized healing session from this reading that I've had, you can stay. And for those of you who are going to leave here, thank you so much for watching all the way through. And make sure to share the love if you did enjoy this. So thank you. Bye. Hi, for those of you who want to receive a little bit of that personalized healing from this reading that I have. So we're obviously going to focus on that root chakra, and also to the heart chakra. Okay. So you can relax. I will draw in some Reiki symbols. I'm feeling drawn to transfer a little bit of the first ray which is the blue ray of truth, right on your throat chakra, to help you with your perception, help you see things, the silver lining in things. I'm now calling forth the blue ray of Archangel Michael. To help you about number 1 with your perception, seeing the silver lining and receiving divine guidance and intuition on how you can make your dreams come true. Psyche, psyche, psyche. Now I'm just going to call in the ruby ray pile number 1, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you very soon in another video. And let me know if you like this. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this beautiful onyx, then this reading is for you. So before we dive in, I just wanted to quickly sage your cards from pile number 1. Sorry. Okay. Alright, I'm just going over. For you also. Why not? Alrighty. Also, we are quickly going to sweep your aura just before diving in to help you relax and cleanse your field. Okay, and I'll do the same on the cards. Alrighty. Okay, so pile number 2, for you, I had the sandalwood incense. Which is just going to help me connect to your energy. So, pile number 2, you had the onyx, and you also had the sandalwood, which is also somewhat of a grounding stone. It helps in spiritual practices, having kind of a good focus. So we'll see what that means. But I'm already sensing as if you were taking your spiritual journey a little bit to the next level, or I feel like there's an upgrade feeling. There's a feeling of upgrading something in your life. I really have a feeling of no shit's given in a sense. It's as if you're stepping into a place in your life where there's a lot less things that bother you almost. I feel like for you, there's a lot of you who've been either strongly tested in the past and you've overcame this, and now you're kind of in this place of you're ready to get to the next level. Let's see what that means. I'm gonna be using this absolutely wonderful deck. It's a Sacred Geometry Activation deck. So I'm going to start by asking Spirit, what is the main activation in terms of energy, in terms of spirituality for pile number 2 in the year 2022? So what will be the main energetic focus for pile number 2 in 2022? And also 2022 is a number 6. Your pile number 2, that makes 8, I just thought about this, and that's the infinity symbol. It's all about power and mastery of the self and being able to create a lot of wealth and abundance from overcoming losses and being able to step. I'm holding the deck and it's emergence, and there is a feeling of emergence, but there's a very calm overall vibe. It's as if you've been through a lot and nothing can shake you anymore. It's a very almost warrior-like feeling, like before going, I'm channeling right now this, before going to war, and it's like you have nothing to lose, but yet nothing bothers you. It's interesting. I'm looking forward to decipher all of this, but okay, so it's the main activation 2022. Oh yeah, so the number 8 is all about creating. It's all about manifesting. But 8s, people who have 8 as a life path, can also go through a lot of losses in their lives. They can kind of like go in between having it all and having nothing. So I feel like there can be a theme like this for you. Maybe you've been through a lot of periods of losses. You've gained things, but then you've lost it, and shifting in between the ups and the downs and the ebbs and flows of life. So okay, pile number 2. What's the main activation for pile number 2? Same conception for you. There's a big feeling of creating, of conceiving, but it's coming from a very aligned place. That's fun. I like this energy. And even this tone kind of makes me think of Orion or Sirius. This kind of very wise, knowledgeable person. The throat chakra. This very aligned, that sees things, that's able to express themselves in a very grounded way. Okay, pile number 2. What's the main activation for pile number 2? What's the main activation for pile number 2? Oh. Well, we have 2. So we have the light, and we have earth. Okay, so the light here, we have the frequency of the light supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. So again, so there's a bit of creation in this, and earth kind of speaks of that grounded energy. I feel like 2022 with this main activation of delight is a little over joy. It's a lot of joy. It's being delighted. There's a constant feeling of being in a higher vibrational space that allows you to create and manifest all that joy. And I feel like this kind of feeling that I was getting, I don't want to say it's blasé. It's not like blasé, but it's coming from a very mature place, and it's like as if 2022, there's not a lot that can bother you anymore, and you've learned to really focus inwards your attention in order to create that happiness. And there's a bit of a disconnect to the external world. There's a bit of a connection in the internal world, which is where we can create all of that joy and that happiness. So I feel like you're gonna be really radiating this year, radiating this confidence, this love of self, this nothing can bother me, and I will choose joy over fear. I will choose love over fear, joy over sadness, and over going over with petty things. It's like these things, maybe you've already purged a lot of that kind of energies and feelings in the past, so now you're more able to generate this joy within. And then we have earth, which is The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. Yes, so I feel like you've either mastered some of that material world, some of those more earthly problems. I sense you're a really grounded person. And it's like you are able to kind of shield yourself. Also, this is interesting. Shield yourself from the external world and just be able to bathe into your own joy, your own happiness, and ground yourself in what life has to offer you. But there's a sense of acceptance in pile number 2. That's very interesting. So we're going to put this here. They may come back for more information. And then bottom of the deck, we have consciousness. So yeah, the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in your reality. Yeah, I feel for you, pile number 2, this is going to be a big leap in consciousness. Like you're going for that next level, and that every time we kind of rise in that spiritual journey, it's always about being more happy and more fulfilled from within without having to distract ourselves. And there's a very focused kind of energy and a very grounded energy with that Earth here. Yeah, pile number 2, that's very interesting. Yeah, and then we have heart chakra. So yeah, so it's almost a little bit like that feeling of once you understand that true happiness comes from within, it's like your heart chakra is so full, you're able to connect to the earth, that you're just able to generate and generate. And I think that's going to be the focus for you in 2022. Generate more love and just be able to take this leap in consciousness. Really work on that heart space. Because here also, on this heart earth card, you have kind of like this Merkaba kind of image with this point of light right in the middle, which is your heart space, and that's your vehicle for leaping in consciousness. Your Merkaba can help you shift dimensions, travel in different, become more conscious and be able to see life with even more perspectives. So I'm sensing pile number 2, this is a very kind of evolved energy. It's like you're ready to leap into something even like a more grounded spirituality and be able to embody it. It's like that embodied consciousness through your heart space. It's that knowledge turned into wisdom. It's like maybe you've had a lot of information, a lot of things happen in the past years that may have been concepts or spiritual concepts, but now you're anchoring it into the earth. Okay, so we're just going to take the Good Tarot from Colette Barrow Reed to see what kind of other messages you have from your spirit guides. Okay. Spirit guides, angels, what can pile number 2 expect for the year 2022? What can pile number 2 expect for 2022? What can pile number 2 expect for 2022? So we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Earth. Yeah. That's really what I'm kind of feeling for you. And this is interesting because she's kind of like a hybrid fairy and lion, or kind of like cat. Is that cat or a deer? This looks like cat ears. Cat ears. She's with a wolf and she has fairy wings. And fairies are very higher dimensional and very joyful. The cats, or like Lyrians, or any type of feline creatures in the cosmos, often bring this wisdom, this kind of like Orion, kind of Syrian, not so serious energy. And by that I meant like seriousness. But there's an embodied wisdom here, and that's when you get that 10 of Pentacles. You're fulfilled. You have become a little bit of a master of the physical realm and a master of the intuition. So there's this feline, wolf, or canine, feline kind of duality, black, white, feminine, masculine. There's a good embodiment. It's a very balanced reading, you guys, which is what creates that happiness, that fulfillment. And she's kind of, again, that face, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but she's very peaceful, very serene, kind of very humble about it. She has her hands on her legs and she's next to this big treasure, but she's not boasting over it. She's not throwing it in the air. It's there. She knows it's there. It belongs to her. So there's a very wise, embodied energy for you here, pile number 2. So if you guys have been struggling with money or manifesting, I feel like this year will be a good year for you to really be able to embody that kind of spiritual lesson of being full within before being full without. And really, once you detach from needing to have the external or the outside be fulfilled, in a sense, that's when it happens. So I feel either, again, with that infinity symbol, the 8, either you've struggled, you've been through a lot of things that worked out, things that didn't work out, and you've gathered a lot of knowledge, and now it's embodied and it's been through your heart chakra in order to become realized. Just behind you had realization. So because when we have only knowledge, it's only up in your head, and when we only have emotions, then it's more down in the heart. But knowledge can only be turned into wisdom through heart experiences, through living hardships, and that's when you can realize yourself. And once you truly let go of the need to have outside influences, outside external gratification, that's when you can truly start finding this inner joy. And I feel like 2022 is the time where the stars align and you finally find this peace, and you have it it's like reflected in your external world as a result, but you've detached from it so much that it's not even a big deal anymore. It's like, I have this, I'm still fulfilled, I'm still happy. And the more you stay in that kind of vibration, the more you attract, and the more it becomes embodied even more. And yeah, so while I was saying that maybe you guys have had some wins, you've had some losses, we have the 6 of Fire in reverse. Even if this deck is not supposed to be read in the reversals, that's how it came out. And it's this kind of feeling of not failure, but it's like you're trying to succeed and you're trying to get that success, and it doesn't happen, it doesn't pan out. But by again, by detaching from the outside, from the feeling of what the external things can bring you, and focusing on the internal things. Yeah, that's very interesting. What else can pile number 2 expect for 2022? What else can pile number 2 expect for 2022? What else can pile number 2 expect for 2022? Ooh. We have the Emperor. Wow. And we have the feline again. This is also a feline creature. They're both felines, you guys. Maybe you resonate with that kind of leonine, feline energy, which is all about authenticity and stepping into your truth and being a leader, to help others lead from their hearts and not from their heads. And that's what I feel this could be happening for you, you guys. Like anchoring this kind of higher realm consciousness of the heart of the lions, of this the golden lion, the green lion. And the lions are, again, they're a sign of authority. They have this serious vibe, like I was saying, what I was getting a little bit from your energy. It's like it's a serious energy. It's a wise energy. It's a not a heavy energy, but it's kind of serious. But at the same time, there's still that joyful, this inner child that's able to express itself. So here I feel like this is going to be a great year for you, pile number 2, where you truly step into your authority of who you are as a divine being. And the Emperor is really the master of his material world, of his material realm. He's the more of the masculine kind of energy, the king of all kings, when you are able to master all parts of yourself. Okay, you guys, pile number 2, that's very interesting. We also have the Knight of Cups in the bottom of the deck, kind of showing again this temperance between fire and water, between earth and higher realm consciousness, and a good overall balance. So what else can pile number 2 expect for 2022? What can pile number 2 expect for 2022? What can pile number 2 expect? Yeah. So we have the Ace of Earth and we have the Moon. That's interesting. It would be fun if we had the Sun. No, we have the High Priestess in the bottom of the deck. So the Ace of Earth really speaks of starting something new. Again, I was seeing or feeling that you guys are leveling up. You understood your past lessons and you're ready to start this new cycle. It's something that's where it's going to be very lucrative, very long-term kind of empire, building an empire, and it's like you're at the beginning of it. And there could be opportunities for you in business and careers to either change cap or start leading yourself, start your own business. And it's going to be a business that's going to be anchored a lot in your intuition. It's like, again, this feeling of you're very connected, very grounded. You can receive the information and it's going to be processed through your heart, through your heart space, your feelings. Yeah, and then we also have the Page of Earth here too. So again, a lot of Earth cards, Earth energies. So you're anchoring down a higher level of consciousness. Maybe you might be thinking of starting your business. If you have started your business, then this could be the year where you actually start seeing results. then here with the moon and the high priestess, this is going to also be kind of the year to continue that spiritual cleanse, to continue kind of worshiping your vehicle and caring about yourself. And still, again, there's a big focus on you and your inner resources and this connection that you have to the divine, to the spiritual realms, and really infuse whatever it is that you're doing, whichever project you have. If it's a business, then you may benefit from connecting to your intuition a lot in order to see what the next step is. I feel like you are you're a being that's more advanced spiritually than maybe a lot of people you know around you. You have this air of wisdom to you. People respect you. There's a certain authority that you have to this consciousness level of yours. You're able to anchor through your heart this kind of knowledge. So it makes you a very balanced person. So this year, because the moon is a card about personal purification, purifying spiritual devotion, and the high priestess is also this kind of feminine energy of purification, of knowing, being still and knowing. And I feel like this is what you do in life. You stay still and you know. So I feel like pile number 2, you're on the right path. It's going to be a great year of self-realization and also seeing the plants that you've planted within kind of blossom in your external world. So now we're just going to close this reading with a advice from Spirit. Okay, so Spirit, ancient ancestors, guides, what can pile number 2? What's their advice for 2022? What is pile number 2's advice for 2022? So we have the unfinished symphony. That's interesting. And now we have between worlds. The bottom of the deck will be to be fair. So this feeling of you're stepping to the next part in your life. Let's see what this unfinished symphony means. So it says, this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance, take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur, and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. So that's interesting. So maybe for some of you, before reaching that next level, you gotta be truly at peace with whatever you are leaving behind. This is still kind of a card of, it came before the ace. So maybe there is a cycle closing. And maybe even for some of you, this means that maybe you need to shift your focus from going and getting that external gratification. Maybe for some of you, I was also reading the kind of energy you're going to be more in 2022. Maybe for some of you, you might still be in an energy where maybe you're more focused on external things such as money or gathering wealth or whatever it can be. So it's all about shifting it more within. so that you can have even more of it and feel even more delighted. So, okay, now between worlds. So between the world is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. And this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There is a great freedom and power to be unleashed. The mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thought, feelings, belief, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are inviting to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. So as I'm reading this and with the other one, for some of you watching, the Emperor and the Ten of Earth combined with the Moon and the High Priest, well, with all the rest of the cards basically. For some of you, there may be a certain need to control how things will turn out, to really hold tight to your vision of what your material world's legacy will be, to hold tight to that vision and not being really flexible. Spirit is indicating that you are stepping into a new phase in your life, into a new chapter, a new project. And with the Moon and the High Priestess, can also symbolize that a lot of it is still hidden. A lot of it you will only be able to resort to it through your intuition, to be able to know what step to take. I feel like you're at that level in your life because you're able to. You've been through a lot. You've been through your experiences, and now it's like nothing can bother you, but you have risen higher than a lot of people and higher than your previous circumstances, and now you're ready to kind of like be thrown in the unknown. And even if you don't know what lies ahead, even if things may not turn out the way you intended to, and it's just to release the need to control, release the need to be fulfilled through outside circumstances and outside things, because true joy comes from within. So that's what I'm getting. We're just going to end with reading the message from To Be Fair. And we will end with this. So life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you're not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous thing will be revealed now. So yeah, this kind of balance, the ebbs and flows, and going through things. So yeah, I think you guys, like I was feeling at the beginning, it's all about stepping into this more realized, self-realized version of yourself, embodying the wisdom from all the experiences that you've been through, maybe recently or through your life, and closing out the chapters that need to be closed, releasing control, because there's a couple of things that you will not know and that will not be revealed to you until the time is right. And that is part of the initiation as well. So don't lose grip on where you want to head, and have your compass be in your heart. So you guys, this is going to be your reading. I will finish it here. And right after, there will be a quick personalized healing session for your group. So to focus on certain areas with the Reiki energy. So if you want to follow, if you want to look at this, just stay put. Don't go anywhere. The video is arriving shortly after. If this is where you're leaving, then I wish you a great journey. I hope that everything will pan out just the way you want it. And I wish you a great 2022. Okay. Bye. Hello. Hi, pal number 2. And welcome to this short healing that is going a little bit with what was said during your reading. So I'm now just asking to connect to your higher self. So for you, I'm just going to call upon the blue flame, the blue light, to help you with your divine insights. Just on your heart chakra as well. The blue ray to help you trust. Just on your head, your crown chakra. Alright, file number 2. I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you very soon for another reading. Okay. Bye. Hello, file number 3. If you've chosen this beautiful moonstone, then this is going to be your reading. So before we dive in, I just wanted to quickly cleanse in the space with my piece of sage. Okay, just clearing the space. Okay, now just quickly going to cleanse the aura. Okay, just the vortex. Alright. So pile number 3, I have chosen the Amber Incense for you. I think it's my last one. Oh, no. Got 2 left. Now I'm just going to ask to connect to your guides, spirit team, ancestors, angels to help me give you the best messages and the best insight. So the highest good of all, in the name of God, allow me to create a connection with pile number 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with a beautiful sacred oracle deck. And we're going to ask Spirit, what main activation, what main energetics can pile number 3 expect for 2022? Okay. So what main energetics can pile number 3 expect for 2022? So I'm already seeing kind of like pink hues and colors, pink and yellow, which would probably be associated to the solar plexus, joy, and love. And then I said that the heart chakra was at the bottom of the deck. 2022 is the year 6 in numerology, which is all about service to others, kindness, love, unconditional love. Alright, so what main energetic? Oh my god. I can't make this up, you guys. So we have the Divine Feminine card, and we have the Prosperity card, and I believe this is pretty much what I was seeing in my head. This kind of beautiful pinkish hues and tints, and then this kind of like yellowish of joy and prosperity and feeling abundant. And we also have the Moonstone here for your for the stone that you chose, which is really associated with the Divine Feminine energy, with Luna from Sol, Luna in alchemical terms. Here for the Divine Feminine, we have the frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. That's very interesting. And then Prosperity, which is the frequency of prosperity, supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. So these are two very beautiful cards to start the reading. Especially with what I was seeing, it's like it was these pink hues and a lot of yellow, which is all about this kind of unconditional love and that more of that feminine energy. So I feel 2022 for you guys for pile number 3, and 3 also is the number of creativity and expression of self. So I feel like there might be a big focus on diving more into our divine feminine energy of creation and allowing this prosperity and this abundance to flow to us. It's that yin kind of energy that attracts and receives through generating this own inner joy, and through stopping to smell the flowers and learning how to cultivate joy in all its shapes and forms. And it's the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, and soul and spirit sing. So this prosperity can come in so many different forms for you guys in 2022. It not only be money, but so many different types of ways in which we can be prosperous and abundant and wealthy. So yeah, so that's very interesting. So if you felt maybe in the past like either you were a lot in your masculine energy, or you didn't really know how to soften up and ease up into that more of that feminine energy, well, I feel like this year can be a really good year for you to do that. And in the bottom of the deck we have compassion. That's so cute. So the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. And that is a very feminine card as well. And again, so I was speaking about number 6 in numerology, which is all about unconditional love and service to others and compassion. There's a very soft energy with the energy of the number 6. So I feel like you guys might be easing a lot more into that soft, nurturing, compassionate side, and that's really going to help you unlock abundance in ways that you may have never experienced before. If you've experienced material abundance or wealth, and this can be another type of abundance that you never have quite experienced before. So that is really interesting. We're going to switch to the Good Tarot to ask Spirit what you guys can expect for 2022. So what is this compassion, prosperity, this divine feminine energy about? And also I'm drawn to saying that amber in itself is a stone made out of tree resin. So it fossilizes. It takes a lot of time to make amber, but once it's made, it's this very rich sacral chakra color. It's like this rich orange color. It has this beautiful smell, but it takes a lot of time in order for this to be ready and to be this very expensive, luxurious, and beautiful stone that has this very unique kind of smell, and even just the smells, and it's like smelling the flowers, and it's maybe for a while you guys have felt maybe in the womb, or because the divine feminine is also all about the essence of the womb. So maybe you guys have felt like you were being held in that womb, and then 2022 can really help you get out of that womb, express that creativity, that creative energy after a while maybe of not stagnation, but time to make it ready, the baking kind of time. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, well, you guys, already we start with the Seven of Fire, which is in this card. It's a unicorn, so there's this magical energy still in that card. Let me just ask Spirit, what can pile number 3 expect for 2022? In terms of energetics, any message that they may want to receive for 2022 in the highest good of all, in the name of the Creator. Yeah. Oop. Nice. Have the Nine of Earth, Nine of Pentacles. Oops. Ooh, we have the Three of Wands, which is a very creative card as well. Ooh, we have the Queen of Earth. Very interesting. And then we have the Ace of Fire. So yeah, you guys, I feel like with the Seven of Fire and the Nine of Earth here, I feel like for some of you, you might have to either defend a project of yours or stand your grounds. And a little, there's an energy of fighting for what you want, fighting for what you deserve. The Nine of Earth is usually it's a singlehood kind of card. It's a card about standing strong on our own, about creating our own garden, about becoming full and wealthy by ourselves. And with the Queen of Earth here coming in to kind of confirm this energy of standing strong on your own, owning your own wealth, owning your own abundance within that divine feminine, nurturing, compassionate, and creative energy, because the Queen of Wands alongside the Queen of Fire are two very, very creative kind of cards. This is more in a kind of a craftsy kind of energy, someone who's very resourceful, very independent, who can create things out of nothing, quite literally. She can grow her own garden. And with the Nine of Earth, there's a little bit of that same energy. And somehow I'm feeling also drawn to talk about codependency, and with that divine feminine energy here and that Seven of Fire and that Nine of Earth, maybe for some of you, you are closing certain chapters in which maybe you felt like your abundance or your wealth lied outside of yourself, or that you needed others or relationships, or no matter how it translates into your reality, there's a sense of breaking free, and there's a need to kind of fight for it. But I feel like you're going to be able to do it in a very compassionate way. And under compassion, we had the Emergence card, and under it we have the heart chakra, and even then we have authority in reverse. And we could go on because the next one is Earth, and there's a lot of Earth energies here. So what I'm feeling here is that you're able to show up and be a leader and an authority in your own life in a way that maybe you have never experienced before. Maybe you gave away your power in ways that you might not even have realized yourself, and maybe through even relationships, or feeling like you needed someone to complete you in a sense. And this heart chakra card and this authority card with emergence is all about when we're coming out of the dark, in a sense we're emerging. There's a new reality emerging in our lives, and I feel like you're claiming back your power and your independence. which is very beautiful, especially with, like I said, this Queen of Earth energy. Spirit is indicating that there are some battles that you will maybe need to fight, and maybe also for some of you there might be certain delays, as in you're going to have to stand strong and resilient in your divine feminine energy, which allows, it doesn't push, it's not forceful, it just allows things to come in compassion and through being absolutely certain of that prosperity that lies ahead. And I feel like these challenges, or the people that may have pushed back on you, or this could have been a relationship where you felt like you gave away your power in a sense, and this energy is about claiming back that divine feminine essence of rising above all the challenges in a very beautiful and independent way, like these two here. But for some of you, that may also be a test of resilience in terms of how you can be independent and how you can stand on your own. Because I feel for some, this is going, maybe the first half of the year or the beginning of the year may feel as if it's a little uneventful in a sense, especially with that feminine energy coming in, that yin energy. It's a very passive energy, and when we manifest, there's always this kind of period where we have to wait for our seeds to kind of blossom. And that might be a test of how are you going to stand up and fight and wait and fight the opinion of others, and fight off the stress of not knowing when things are gonna bloom, waiting for your shifts to come in. But when this period of waiting for your manifestations to become reality and manifest, there's a lot of creative power that can be harnessed throughout this period. And it also speaks a lot about faith and devotion to yourself, to a higher cause, a higher power. And then here as the overall energy, we have the Ace of Wands, which is again a very passionate, fiery energy, creating new things, starting projects. And yeah, I feel like for you, it's going to be about balancing the divine feminine, divine masculine energy of taking inspired action towards your goal, while at the same time being able to remain in the present moment, remain open to receive, and to, allow this period of when the things that you're manifesting are coming towards you. Yeah. Okay. So now we're just going to take, where is it? There. We're going to take the Quantum Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. And we're going to ask Spirit, what else can pile number 3 expect for 2022? What does pile number 3 expect for 2022? Number 3 expect for 2022. What can pile number 3 expect for 2022? What can pile number 3 expect? Friends and colleagues. Oops. So that's very nice, because as much as it's interesting, because as much as there's an energy of you standing on your own, also with the energy that I felt that for some of you, you might need to fight off certain people. There's an energy of going at things by yourself in a very independent way, and for some you might need to quite literally fight off others, but in a very compassionate way, a way that comes from the heart, by just defending what you believe is right for you. Because this can indicate different things, because your reading is quite positive. There's a lot of prosperity, divine feminine, smelling the flowers, do things that make you feel good about yourself, meeting up with friends and colleagues, and meeting up with the people that care about you and that you care about. So this kind of celebratory energy throughout 2022. But for some, I'm also getting the message that there might be people you need to kind of really defend your vision and what you stand up for. What else? Pile number 3. Oh. Okay, so we have the card of hidden motives, hidden motivations, peace, dark thoughts, and new beginnings. So yeah, I feel even for some of you, this might not be this might not always have to do with others fighting off what you like, fighting for what you believe in. For some of you, this might also be just for yourself, fighting off your own disbelief in yourself, your own the dark thoughts that can be blocking manifestation at times. Yeah, I feel like for some of you though, your challenge this year is going to really be able to stand strong within who you are, within what you believe in. And for some, you might again need to fight off either your own dark thoughts or certain people around you that may have hidden motivations. I'm also saying this because at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Fire, but right underneath we have the Seven of Air, which is the Seven of Swords. And I saw it earlier. I looked at it, and this can speak of self-deception. This can speak of others deceiving us, and we can only allow others to deceive us if we allow ourselves to deceive ourselves in a way. So just make sure that you understand your own intentions, and for some it's going to be with other people depending on how it translates, because for some of you this can only be your own dark thoughts and not being clear about what your true motives are to do certain things. So I feel like this will be your biggest challenge, to see things clearly. We were also talking about codependency in the beginning with the divine feminine, and overextending the compassion sometimes can lead us into places where we feel played or we feel betrayed. But it's kind of that people-pleasing tendency of not wanting to see when there's something in the water, and trying to kind of like push it under the rug and thinking that everything's going to be okay, and just, this kind of passivity that can become bad to us. Like this being overly passive and that kind of distorted feminine energy, I feel like is going to be a challenge for you. Pile number 3 in 2022, to see things clearly, to see people for what they are, and to not self-deceive, because after this there is peace and there is a new beginning. But yeah, that might be one of your challenges this year. Gotta be honest, truly honest with ourselves regarding the people around us, regarding our own dark thoughts. Even when we manifest, if we have doubts, then that's going to slow down the manifestation process. But if we have doubts and blocks that we're not even aware of, or that we kind of push under the rug, then that can be even more detrimental to the cause. So I will now just take the wisdom of the oracle for some advices from Spirit regarding your year 2020. Okay. So what is the advice for pile number 3 for 2022? What is the advice for pile number 3 for 2022? What is the advice? Alright, so we have the fork in the road here. I'm just gonna ask for another one. Another advice for for pile number 3 for 2022. Another advice, Spirit, please, thank you. Yeah. Here we have chop wood. And then we have never ending story. Okay. So you guys are kind of the pile that has a bit of a challenging, maybe more of a challenging situation here with the fork in the road and the never-ending story. I feel like it kind of really resonates with what I was seeing. So I think that for you guys, this fork in the road really speaks a little bit of that challenging maybe situation that you may need to fight off in a sense. This can be in the form of either your own thoughts, people in your family, friends, colleagues, however it translates. I mean, and it wouldn't be surprising. There is a lot of separation at the present moment. So I feel like for some of you, there might be a challenging situation in which you're going to have to fight for what you believe, fight for what you want to do, what you think is best in your life. But I feel like you guys are going to be able to overcome this. But this is the advice from Spirit. So 13. So it says, every choice has a consequence. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroad. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. That's very interesting that they mentioned other people in this. For some of you, this is going to be about choosing, are you going to further your dream and believe that you can receive this prosperity and this abundance through this divine feminine energy of receiving and allowing things to unfold? Or are you going to listen to others who know best what is best for you and choose another direction? Either or, again, Spirit says there will be beneficial experience in both ways you decide to go. So, okay. And then we have chop wood, which kind of speaks about just carrying to the day-to-day tasks and not getting overwhelmed by the bigger picture. So I feel like this is one of the advice from Spirit is, if you get caught in doubts or you don't know which way to go, it's like focus on the small tasks, chop wood, carry water, take inspired action every day, and eventually you'll be able to kind of see through where that fork in the road, which way to go. So we're gonna read what it says. Yeah, so it says there are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple cores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of the lightning and the beautiful blooms when it is in full bloom. In full blossom, I mean. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course. It's an important step of manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of deep receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moment, which brings you even closer to what you seek. So this goes a little bit with that 3 of fire that I was talking about, in which during the year there might be a moment that is quite uneventful, or in which you're like, am I really manifesting this prosperity? So this speaks of like, and this can also speak, I'm receiving right now the message, this can also speak about the 7 of fire, kind of like pushing over pushing, kind of fighting and going and trying to make things work. And instead we have to kind of be more graceful, receptive, and just focusing on small tasks and inspired action every day. And then bottom of the deck here we have the never-ending story. So if you've had situations or people trying to tell you what to do, or issues with codependency, or issues with having thought patterns that are kind of keeping you in your old patterns and old templates, this is an indicative that it's, and then under it we have time to go, that it's time to go. Time to let it go. Let go of those people. Let go of those thought patterns. Let go of interference in your life that prevent you from manifesting these dreams. And then we have here 37. So there is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story, whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world comes crumbling down. Today know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So you guys, I feel like this is again with that distorted guidance here and that emergence of your own authority, learning to really trust yourself as the Queen of Wands, that you are able to create whatever it is that you want to create and take in inspired action towards these dreams, while at the same time learning that receptive art of allowing things to flow in and not always been this kind of fighting off or combative, or maybe even for some of you overly independent, which can fall in either the distorted feminine or masculine kind of energy, and allowing things to shape themselves and take place. And it's not, if we don't see instant result, to kind of think and put blocks in the way of thinking that things are not manifesting properly. So you guys, I will leave your reading here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked this. If you did, make sure to share the love, and I will see you in the following healing session, because I'm just doing a quick healing session. If you guys want to stay for the healing session, that is going to be tailored to this particular reading. If you want to watch this, please stay tuned. If not, I will see you in the next reading. So, okay, bye. Alright. Hello. So for that short and quick healing session, we're going to focus mostly on your sacral chakra, your heart chakra, and then I'll just give you some Reiki where I'm feeling drawn and inspired to do so. So, okay. I'm going to draw in some Reiki symbols. Chokore, chokore, chokore. Psyche, psyche, psyche. And transition in, and transition in, and transition in. Daigo mio, daigo mio. Chokore, chokore. Daigo mio, daigo mio, daigo mio. Okay, well, thank you for staying all the way through, and I will see you very soon in another video.